Hey, what's up? It's me, LA, pronounced like LA like the city. I'm not from there, but I'm breezy. Welcome back to another celebrity news and things. We are talking about music right now. And it's not even Fusion Fridays. But I mean, you must be in space right now if you're not hearing what's going on with the whole situation with the shiny suit man, aka P. Diddy, aka Sean Puffy Combs. And the list goes on, and the beat goes on, and the beat goes on. Meow, 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 dun, dun, dun. And the beat goes on, the beat goes on. How about, and the name goes on, and the name goes on. And not like in the legend type of way. As you can see in the background, there is a thumb roll or drum roll or screen roll of images that I saw come into my timeline in reference to this whole P. Diddy, Sean Puffy Combs, now formerly known as Love. And all I can say is, it's a whole lot. And I believe it all started in the month of March. It started with Miss Cassie leading the way, leading the charge, leading this sad march to what may seem to be the end of a dynasty in hip-hop and R&B. That's another quote legend. Roosters have come home to roost in the way that most people affix to a slow roll, long walk home. It's never really a happy asphyxiation in reference to the music world when the slogan or catchphrase "Roosters coming home to roost" is ever good. Heck, in the Chicken Run movies, anything in reference to roosters was never good. It was always something bad happening. Talking about P. Diddy today, but probably not in the way that many of the timelines our field are talking about. But I did want to share, this is history / an event in the making that's happening. But here at Elay TV, we try to put a different spin on it. But I do like taking the time to acknowledge what's going on. And shouts out to all the YouTubers, content creators who are talking about it and making content about it. They're in the background. You'll be able to see all of the action-packed, fact-filled, and alleged criteria in all of the videos if you want to take interest. They're running behind me as I talk from my personal experience. I grew up with Diddy because that was just the era I was in. I always pinpoint the shiny suit man type situation, and then the Ciroc campaigns that he had. Had, because he don't have that anymore. And when I typed in this morning, just in the Google search bar, Diddy, it was other things coming up that I don't even want to talk about too much, but you'll see running in the background, and it's like, oh my gosh, it seems like even if people were just innocently, let's just say innocently taking the picture with this guy, everybody's coming under fire for one way or another. It's just messed up how something from a million years ago can come back up and be potentially used against you. I can't say this. Any and everybody who had any proximity with the guy and just took innocent pictures, like, yo dog, you my role model, let's get a picture. I pray that things just work out for everybody with an even scale. Because it's not fair. But when you look at it on the other side of justice, you don't want to leave any stones unturned. Because then it could come back to the hands of justice. Like, why did you not take this into consideration? Why didn't you consider that? It may have seemed okay at the time, but perhaps if you didn't, quote, investigate this small little picture of a fan just wanted to take a picture with Sean XYZ. So looking at it from that aspect or that lens, I'm not tripping about it too much, because I honestly would rather the law leave no stone unturned in reference to, you know, an even playing field, a fair trial all across the board. So ladies and gentlemen, keeping that in mind, I don't want to blow up anything that don't need to be blown up out of proportion in a way that's misguided and misleading. I try to walk the fine line of balance in this situation. I can say, like I said, it started with Miss Cassie when she brought up the whole situation, and instantly, like in a matter of, to me, milliseconds, because that's super fast in Hollywood, for her to get her payout due to information that was brought into court in reference to her now ex-lover Diddy. And then it was just moments after that in Hollywood speed time that Bishop Jakes was brought up under fire, and boy did they wear him out. And on that situation, we can only go by the pictures that's been dredged up. He did go to the party, but word on the curb, did he have different kinds of parties? You know, let's just say he's got parties for the family. He's got parties for, you know, certain age brackets per se. Let's say you have the movie theater, right? You can only, the kids they have a curfew, so you can only go to the movies until 7 o'clock at the latest, and then there's the time for the adults. So it's sticky situations like that it seems that P. Diddy is labeled the party guy. So if he's labeled the party guy, from the broad stroke outside looking in, if he's labeled the party guy, that means he may know how to have categories of parties where he know people who may know him will only go to certain parties where it's no buffoonery going on, right? Right. And then on the other hand, there's parties set up for people who are more in the night scene, hardcore partying, where people of different statutes may not want to be around. So it's a respect issue, no different from music and the entertainment industry. There's categories and lines that you cross and lines that you don't cross. Let's just say you're going to a family function. What is it, those country fairs they have? There's certain songs you just cannot sing. That's just for any performer. If you're going to a family function, a state fair, and you do want to perform 3 songs, you're going to sing the radio version, or you're going to cut the songs in half and only bring out sing the clean parts, because that's just respect. That's business. It's a thank you to all the people who did spend their money and their time to come out to see you. What did they say on YouTube now? Read the room. You have to know how to read the room. So once again, on that aspect of all these pictures and people going to these parties, the way folks like mess and like to lump people in one bunch of being bad, because there's this bad thing going around since the beginning of time where folks like to see everybody else get into trouble because it makes their life feel less bad. It's a lot of that going on all around the world. So we have to keep that in mind too, where it's sad and it's toxic. And it's a reflection of just how many people actually do deflect and feel bad about themselves and their lives. Because it's like they're gleaming for any and everybody who they may feel is better than them. They're trying to throw under the bus. Like, oh, she bad, oh, he bad. Yeah, let's pick them apart. Let's go deeper into their lives and dredge up all the stuff from the past. Keyword is past. You had to look at what they did in the past to see how much time has accrued between that point to the present point to see if there's been a change. But in the day in the life of entertainment and social media, no one wants to do that in depth of a stroke. They'll stop right at the bad and keep focusing on the bad because it's all in the name of, quote, entertainment. And it works for them, and it in turn perhaps may pay their bills. But that's not the way to go. I don't want to become YouTube famous because I'm following in the bandwagon of everybody else and being slanderous and salacious, and I'm just speaking facts. This is what he did. This is what she did. Birds of a feather flock together. He was there. She was there. That's not the way I want to lead on this platform. It's not cool. So like I said, there was Cassie, then they went to TD Jakes, and then, you know, they started piggybacking on the Shannon Sharp and Cat Williams situations, because I think Cat Williams had a lot of things to say about Sean P. Diddy Combs, also known as Love Now. And then it led into 50 Cent, people dredging up things and, you know, facts about 50, you know, putting his 2 cents in a long time ago in references to stuff about Diddy. And then the timeline went on about other rappers and even Christian rappers, quote, I say that loosely, Christian rappers, saying that they too went to the party. Now, I don't like that, not because they're Christian. It's the fact that the few videos that I did see, the spin that they spun with was right into the same vein of everyone else. You know, frowning upon everything. Oh, I was there. Yeah, I was there. Were you there? But were you there at the good party or were you there at the bad? You leave it so vague and only imply strongly for us to only assume and run with the fact that you were there at those bad parties, and you could have just simply been to the good ones. I don't like that neither. Walking the fine line of misleading people is wrong too. So shame on you, all you alleged Christian rappers and Christian artists who now want to come out and throw in your 5 cents and say you were there too. And the stuff you saw shoulda, coulda, woulda. Don't be fake about it if you went to the good ones. I don't like that. And then, after all that hoopla, the church ran throwing their 2 cents in. We had R&B artists, you know, and all of the stuff. And the people who came up through the years, the Justin Biebers. Of course, Usher was thrown back into it again. And any other artists at the time who came up, all, you know, they pretty much all met him, Diddy. So it just, everything and everyone is connected, but you don't know exactly how they are connected. It's just best for you to do your fact check research, because it's fun, and use your gut to see if some of these people are just jumping on the bandwagon and they were just only in proximity but didn't have any adverse effects to the things that are going on. But like I said, it's best, and I do appreciate the fact that in this justice system they don't want to leave one stone unturned, because it could have just been innocent, or, you know, guilty, an innocent guilty by association, or it could have been bad. Like I said, as I went through the timeline, speed up the camera and the timeline of life, there's current things with Diddy's house, his mansion getting raided now. Papers and stuff are all over the place. Unfortunately, the children were alleged to be handcuffed. That's sad. But that's protocol from what I've gathered, because, you know, the enforcers want to protect themselves too. It's just they want to make sure everybody's hands aren't moving around to either, you know, get rid of evidence or to harm them. So there was a raid in his house. Now we're at the point where there's allegations that he tried to go away, as far as hop on the plane and cross the seas to get away. Like Russell Simmons. Sidebar, is it true that Russell Simmons finally got served? Is that possible to get served papers when you're in a whole different country? End of sidebar. So that's where we are. This whole month's been filled with Diddy and all of the people who are connected with him by way of proximity. Way of proximity meaning just simply going in the studio and hopping on a track, making some beats or doing some background vocals or collabing on the song. All of the people, 112, Total, Mary J. Blige, Kelly Price. This guy had musical involvement with all of the heavy hitters of the time. Maze, either in good experiences, mediocre experiences, or super bad experiences. This guy touched all of the historical people, the lates and the greats, and even some of the currents, because Diddy had his hands in one of the City Girls' music or her career. So he's been relevant for like over 35,000 years. So it's history nonetheless. So on that aspect, it's like, man, this is gonna go on forever, because he's been musically busy, just working with so many people, be it good or bad. Me leaning more on the good things, as far as the music that's been produced over the times, like since the early 90s all the way to here it is 2024. So realistically speaking, this whole situation could go on for the rest. This is March, April, May, all the way until at least June. It could be longer because he worked with so many people. And to wrap things up before all this Cassie stuff situation happened, 112, Total, Mary J. Blige. I'm not sure if Mary J. Blige ever had any bad business dealings with him, far as music and contracts and stuff, but it was just that alone. That was the word on the curb with him. It's just the him allegedly not honoring his contracts when he helped these stars get put on. They were just more or less one-hit wonders or made 1 to 2 albums, and they didn't get their full money, or they just were broke afterwards. So that alone is just bad. But honestly, this whole thing's been going on since almost the start of his career, since he broke on the scene. A gray cloud around him in the reference of alleged bad business practices, far as a breach of contract situations. But I just wanted to talk on it lightly, not too much, and I don't think I may talk on it again in like a long video. I may make some shorts just to keep current with what's going on. But outside of that, I feel I've done enough and said enough. But I wanted to be a part of it because I've been a part of it. I grew up with the evolution of hip-hop by the hands of, you know, P. Diddy. So I do have, I can say it, I can talk about it, because I've been in it since day one, per se, you know. So I think that's a cool thing to see the evolution of music in general, far as in the African American sector. You guys, this is musical history happening. I wish the best for everybody. Godspeed literally on this whole thing, so nothing drags out and things just get done fairly and justly all across the board, so we all can move on with our lives. What's up? My name is LA, pronounced like LA like the city. I'm not from there, but I'm breezy. Thank you for tuning in. You guys use your intuition. Have a good day.